Welcome back, guys. It is the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Hope you guys are well. Sorry for the late episode, guys, this week. It's been full on busy. It's been full on busy, man. Last week was horrendous, bro. I'm still trying to catch up on sleep. But yeah, how you been, bro?
Yeah, same, bro. Busy, mad busy last week, this week, preparing to come back to London this week. So just trying to clear things up for work, still trying to keep my training up and, because I'm not going to train properly for a month, I guess. Well, no martial arts anyway. But yeah, just trying to sort things out, bro. I just can't wait to be home on Friday. That happy feeling. I'm so looking forward to it. Like thinking about that feeling is making me happy. And that feeling's going to feel so good on Friday night when I'm sitting at home in the UK with everyone. The babies are going to be there. Mom's going to cook some nice food. It's going to be nice and warm. Oh, man, nothing beats that feeling. I promise you, man, nothing beats that feeling. So I'm looking forward to that on Friday to just to be home. So, yeah, man.
I don't blame you.
Other than that, same, man. Let's... I guess we should get into it just because we're a bit limited of time. I've got,
bro. You know what? I just got to share this quick story. It was it's been hot the past week, and we had a thunderstorm this morning.
Oh damn!
I've been sleeping next to Lara just to keep just a comfort. She's been getting up at night, and because of the heat, she's getting bothered. So I chill next to her. I end up falling asleep next to her. But this morning around 7 o'clock, bro, one thunderstorm kicked off, bro. Both of us woke up praying and holding each other. And she's like, I don't like that. And I'm like, you know what? That scared the shit out of me as well. It was so funny the way we looked at each other as soon as we heard that thunder, bro.
That's jokes. I remember in Singapore, there used to be bad thunderstorms that just scare me. The loudest I've ever heard. And they used to scare me. And I'm not going to lie, I used to hide under my covers when it used to be at night. But Dubai, we don't experience that. Yesterday was a bit of a sandstorm. And I was like, oh my God, a sandstorm. But it just it blew shit into my garden. I just cleaned my garden. There's shit in my garden now, but I'll leave it until I get back, man. But yeah, no, we don't experience that kind of weather here. It's just hot. We're hitting 50s, bro. 50 degrees. So everyone's kind of leaving. That's what happens. Everyone leaves Dubai during the summer. We're doing the same. We come back in August, it's still going to be hot, but you leave majority of the summer in Dubai. But it's been good. It's
good. So I mean, loads has happened over the past week, man. We went, you know what, bro? I can't even remember what we did last week. Hold up, you know what? Just for a reminder, just to give you guys a recap. I know usually me and G-Man, we talk about, how things are and our mental health and the rest of it, but because we've got kind of a short period of time right now. But hold up, let's see what we've been up to. We've been up to a whole load of stuff. So listen, sorry, man, you're gonna have to watch Spider-Verse when you get here because Dubai had cancelled it because of there's some UAE. UAE. There's some sensitive materials in there that they don't agree with. But last week we did. Hold on.
I will go on.
So yeah, Ati got to see the finished version of The Flash, which she really enjoyed. So she covered us. It was busy, man. We had like 2 screenings. Then we had the screening with on the IMAX with Warner Brothers, and then they had an after party that we went to, which was really good.
Flash as well, yeah.
Flash as well. And then this Sunday, Alara went to her first premiere for the movie Elemental, which is Pixar Disney's new one, which was amazing. I didn't know the cast and the directors and writers were going to be there, so it was really good fun. She had a great time. Great memories. So yeah, it was a full-on week last week. Shout outs to Warner Brothers UK though. Honestly, you guys genuinely spoil us. I mean, who would have thought? Here's a movie that I saw 6 weeks before it came out. So as you guys can see from the title picture, this can be a spoiler discussion about The Flash. We're gonna jump in and go from there, man. What did you think, bro?
Well, let's go into The Flash. Yeah, let's get into it because I watched it finally last week after a fucking year. It felt like of years later after you've seen it. I loved it. Loved it. I had a smile from the beginning to the end, and I felt it was very heartfelt. He about his mother and whatnot. So there was, for me, it's my opinion, I felt like he genuinely had a reason to go back. He's a young kid. He's going through the situation with his father and his mother's murder. He finally figured out that he can go back in time, which was crazy. So who wouldn't think about doing what he did, you know, in that movie? But for the whole movie, so I enjoyed the story and I enjoyed the reason why, and I get it, right? But then I love the story of the fact that your past makes you, like, that's why you can't change it, you know, from Batman to Flash and everything, you know, whoever it is, your past, us as human beings, you know, you always think, sure, if I went back in time, you wouldn't be the person or in the situation you are today if you did change things. So that's what ultimately he was trying to say. But I loved it, man. The nostalgia with Michael Keaton's Batman, which was amazing. He was awesome, and I loved the way he moved in this, because it's a different style of Batman. Ben Affleck is just amazing as Bruce Wayne. Like when he was giving him that speech about, you know, if you go back, you can mess up the universe. It's just, he's so perfect as Bruce Wayne.
He is. I
so
have to
good.
agree.
And then what do you call it? What I loved about it as well, like I'm all over the place right now, and we'll get into the crazy stuff after. What made sense? What was a bit hard, like, or harsh, should I say? Is no matter what universe or whatever you went into, Batman's always going to be depressed. Like, you went back to Michael Keaton's that timeline, and he said, there's no need for Batman anymore. Gotham is the most safest city ever. He actually said that. And I was like, man, he just achieved what he set out to be when he come Batman, to resolve the crime in Gotham. And he achieved that, but he's still depressed. He's still lonely and whatnot. So I felt that for Batman, no matter what happens, Bruce Wayne's always going to be lonely and depressed and in that thing or whatnot. But that was awesome. I think Michael Keaton was amazing. It was great to see him back. All the nostalgia smashed it. Ezra Miller, I think they did a great job. I really felt it, man. With him and his mum and that whole thing, I felt emotional, man. I felt really thing. And
I felt that. I think because we've got to be correct, the performance was brilliant. And a lot of people we'll get into the nitty-gritty stuff later on, but I mean, for me, bro, as a comic book reader, as a comic book fan, as a person to get to see a comic book on that grand scale, you know, was amazing. Like, who would have thought we'd get like a adaptation of the Flashpoint? Not exactly the same, but they used the source material. I had great fun, bro. I've seen it, as you said, 7 times. I've already seen it. I've seen different variations. It's a great movie, bro. I can watch it again. It's
multiple times.
For me personally, it's one of those movies that's got rewatchability to it.
100%. For me, I said that it's the most, for me, in my opinion, the most funnest, enjoyable DC movie ever. And I said this in my short non-spoiler review, not the best, because you're competing with the Dark Knight and all that sort of stuff. Not the best DC movie ever, but the most fun and enjoyable, because listen, going straight into the crazy scenes, I was clapping, the only dude clapping in the cinema. That end, when they were going through the different multiverses, and you could see that the universe is opening and colliding and whatnot. And oh my God, you saw the Christopher Reeve Superman. You saw freaking Nicolas Cage. I got up and started clapping. I couldn't believe that. Nicolas Cage Superman. That was so awesome. Yeah. That was sick. You know, you had the other Supermans and you had Batmans and whatnot. I'm sure there was a lot in there, but those are the ones that stood out. I couldn't believe what they did. Absolutely amazing. And then George Clooney coming right at the end, which kind of told me that, I mean, which was also another awesome thing, but it just kind of finished it off. It's like, all right, well, Ezra Miller, your Flash is done. You have ended up in a different universe now, because you're not even in the universe you started off in. Well, now you're in a different.
Now I need to correct people, because people keep saying that and they don't understand, because Barry didn't learn his lesson from changing the time. Yeah, because I don't know, he got his dad to look up, which means he still causes a ripple effect of changes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when he sees, the post-credit scene, guys, right at the end with Aquaman, if you hear what he says right at the beginning, he goes, I traveled to different universes which had different Batman with the same story. So he basically went back and rectified it so he can get back to his universe.
Got it. Oh, okay. So that end credit scene, you think he actually is back to the Ben Affleck Batman, even though they didn't show it. He said, shit, I had to go.
Yeah,
But doesn't his dad go back into prison then? Or is he
yeah,
saying
that
that's what he
basically,
ended up
yeah,
doing?
yeah, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, well, I didn't notice that part. I just saw Aquaman and it's like geeking out and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was still awesome. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
of
whole
course, of course.
film had me in smiles, man. I not 1 second where I was like, this is basic. And again, like I'm seeing reviews and I'm seeing the box office apparently is flopping, and a lot of people blaming on Ezra Miller and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? He did what he did. Don't blame the movie. Like, watch the movie. Like, listen, who doesn't listen to Michael Jackson? Whether his stuff is whatever happened is true or false, I don't know. But the allegedly stuff. Who still tell me when Michael Jackson don't come on the radio, you don't put the volume up. You know you do, right? I'm sure there's people out there that still listen to some of R. Kelly's tunes. Like, he made some great fucking tunes. I'm using those two as examples. They just came to mind. But a lot of people who done some wrong shit. But okay, cool. If you don't support them, don't support them. But you support like the content, man. Support the genius behind what was put out there. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
of course, of
support the
course.
movie, support Michael Keaton, support Flash, support the comic book adaptation. If you don't like Ezra Miller, well, know this is probably his last Flash movie, and then maybe like support the content, man. Don't blame the director. There's so because of him you're what do you call it? You're not supporting everyone else who was involved in that movie because you want to cancel him or whatever it is because of some of the mistakes.
That's the sad thing about it, bro. I'll be honest, like, because I looked at, you know what, I haven't been looking at my phone properly, and I went through some news, and seeing that kind of broke my heart because I was like, there's a lot of fans out there, but they're just not supporting it, bro. And they're not moviegoers. Everybody has something to complain about. The CGI, the this and that. This is a comic book movie. This is fantasy. The director was trying to show what it was like from his perspective in that chrono ball, yeah? So
Yeah,
it's like a different interpretation of art styles in a comic book. The
yeah,
Punisher is
yeah,
drawn
yeah.
in 5 different ways. The Flash is drawn in 20 different ways. Everybody interprets their art in different ways, and the director was showing that in the multiverse or in the chrono ball when he was traveling back in time was a different art style and a different perspective from the Flash's point. But people were spoiled, bro. And this is where it
I
gets into a
don't
deeper
even,
conversation. We're spoiled.
yeah, I mean, even when I saw the animation or the CGI, in my first reactions is okay, that looks off. Now I didn't think about it's the director's vision, but the thing is, it didn't put me off. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that looks off, but I'm like, I don't care because that looks sick. Like, not that looks the scene. I get what it's trying to do. That's fine. Like he's in it, and also I acknowledge that he's in this multiverse chrono ball, whatever you said. Cool. Shit doesn't need to look real in that. It just it's a different multiverse, and none of this shit is real. Okay, in a normal scene, when there's shit happening, the war's going on between Zod and if animation there look shit, I'll be like, yeah, you kind of messed up. Like I always go back to She-Hulk. On a normal scene of She-Hulk, the animation looks so shit it put me off. On a normal scene, this is a multiverse vulnerable scene, whatever it is. I'm like, cool, I can accept it for that scene, but not throughout the whole movie. Then I'm gonna be like, well, that's shit. But again, I didn't think of it from his perspective. Yeah, that's a different creative design. Maybe he could have fucking done it in black and white or 2D art or whatever. And that's like, no, that's the way I vision that multiverse thing happening. The CGI again never really bothers me,
Same here,
honestly.
bro. Never,
I
same here.
don't. As
Because
long
I
as I
know the
get
hard
what I'm.
work that goes into it. I know
Yeah,
the
even
hard
when
work that
people
goes
used to
into it.
complain about things mustache in that thing, I'm like, okay, it looked off, but it's still Henry Cavill. I can see it's Henry Cavill. What's it matter? Anyway, overall, man, I think one of the most enjoyable movies. I can't believe that it's not making the money. I was hoping that, not that I was hoping, but it's a $1 billion movie, no doubt. But if you're canceling it because of Ezra Miller, that's not fair on everyone else. Support the movie, support the content, not him as an individual. He's not, you know what I mean? As an individual, he's fucked. He needs help, whatever. If you really did care, then maybe support him or with his mental health, whatever it is. He's going to be rectified. He probably won't be Flash anymore. Maybe studios won't work with him. That's his on him. But the stuff that he has done, which involves hundreds or thousands of other people, support them, man. Watch the movie. The movie's awesome. He might not be as a human being, but that's on him. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know, but I was gutted about that.
I think the problem is now with the way the society we're in now is, bro. Remember when we used to watch movies as a kid? Did we give a shit about the numbers or what happened behind in the background,
That's
or
true.
be
At
all of
all.
that shit? Like, how does that take you out of the movie going experience? Like, I don't go to the films to, I'll see how much money is this going to make. Oh, let me find out more about the actors and the directors. No, man, I just want to go watch a fucking movie, man. I don't want to be going into, bro. Recently, and it's really pissing me off because I've been on social media for such a long time, and like negativity and hate, bro, when it comes to content that we didn't get 20 years ago, and
Whatever
people are
content we
moaning
never
about.
got. Yeah.
Exactly, content we never got, and people are moaning about it. People are trying to give their two pences, as they would say, and it just makes me think like the audacity that we've become this society where we expect so much, yet we don't want to put the work in. You go make a fucking movie. You go adapt a comic book movie to the big screen. You go do that, and you tell me how easy it is. You think it's easy to give your opinion. You think it's easy to destroy another person's work. There's constructive feedback, and then there's just pure bullshit because you wouldn't know what the fuck to do, left or right. And you're
Yeah.
complaining about numbers. You're complaining about fandom. But then a lot of you don't even read the comic books. A lot of you are bandwagon jumpers, I would say. And I'm not calling people out. I'm just saying this is just my thoughts about how it is now. I think people do not make decisions for themselves. They have other people making decisions for them. I mean, the media full stop is the decision maker for you, whether you watch the news or the advert, you've already made your decision. When you watch a TikTok video or an Instagram video about somebody selling something or saying something, you're already looking to them to review something. Well, I'm that person still who buys something and think, oh shit, man, what do I buy that basic shit for? But I won't have to hurt somebody else's business by saying, I'll message them there and tell them, look, bro, this thing is basic, bro.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's your the thing is though, it's your individual opinion. That's what I'm trying to say. You are an individual and you might have an opinion on something that I don't agree with. But the fact is I should go decide for myself. I was having this conversation the other day, and I even heard it on Rogan just the other day as well. Like, I can't remember the exact quote, but something to do with critics are individuals with failed dreams or some shit like that. Basically, because they weren't able to do it, they decide to be critics and they just want to be criticize other people's work that they failed to do or couldn't do. But it's an individual opinion, bro. Like, end of the day, whether I like it or don't like it, you should go experience it before you say you don't like it or you do like it. I'm trying to say, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Deadpool 3 is going to be amazing. It's going to be the best film. I'm excited for it, right? But without me watching it, how do I really know? Without you watching it, how would you really take my word for it that Deadpool 3 is going to be just because it's got Wolverine and Deadpool in it? What if it's shit? What if they take a shit on each other? You don't know. I mean, that's not going to happen, obviously. But my point is, you can't just take anyone's word for it just because it's going to be amazing. Because you go in there and it might not be according to your standards. You might be like, I don't like it. But the thing is, that's cool. If you don't like it, it's your opinion. But to just shit on it is thing. To give constructive criticism, like to say, like, I didn't like this part, but I love the fact that they pull it in there. I didn't like the animation, but I love the vision of it. You know what I mean? I think they could have done the animation better, but I
it doesn't
love
work
the
like
way
that.
it was shown. No, it's just like, oh, it was shit, and I don't like it. Just like, well, what did you like about it? When you just focus on that, that's anything in life. When you just focus on what you did like,
but we don't live in that now, because when you see it, bro, it is just basically good or bad or fake,
it's
So,
just weird. I mean, again, this is my opinion, but I fucking enjoyed it, and
bro, it was
there
so
was
good.
no thought in my head to be like, oh, Ezra Miller's basic, I'm not going. I was like, fuck that. I don't care what he's done. He will face his own consequences through life. Be it never working again or arrested, but I'm gonna go watch fucking the original Batman, my original Batman, I guess you could say, on the big, and he looked good, bro. The way he was moving when he was fighting General Zod's big dude, and he was just almost like Spider-Man kind of thing, crawling around and planting bombs. Bro, that was some of the best Batman scenes I've seen. And you could just see the difference between the agility that this Batman has and the
Yeah.
agility of Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yes,
And I
that's
just
right.
thought like they're different, you know, completely different in not in just their style of acting, but just the way they move as well. So
No, of
it
course,
was
bro.
awesome.
Definitely. That was so good. Like it gave him a reason, right? You know, he had lost Alfred. And then for a moment, and this is me just kind of spitballing, yeah. Uh, you know when so Barry's speaking to him about, the timeline and inevitable events, yeah? Like and he goes like, my Bruce Wayne had an Alfred too, and it looks like you had an Alfred too. And they were talking about like the way time works, but he went up to the photo to do his eye thing so the bat suits come out,
Mm,
but his hand touches the boy on the picture,
mm, mm, mm.
not the parents. It goes on the. I had this thought that it was Thomas Wayne.
That Michael Keaton was Thomas Wayne.
Yeah,
Okay, like okay.
that's what I think. That would have been a great idea. That this is a different. It's a Batman that we know. It's not the eight. It is, it's the '89 Batman that we know, but the timeline had changed, and he's Thomas Wayne.
It's Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, that I think I felt like that could have worked even more. It would have been different, like to add that into the comic book era. But no, I mean the fact that we got Michael Keaton back was absolutely amazing. His one-liners dropped.
So good.
Bro, it's such a good watch, bro. To have them on the screen again. I mean, I'm grateful that I'm in a time where I get to see those characters come back on the screen again, and they did so much, bro. Like even in that event when the multiverse was crashing, I mean, Nick Cage, Christopher Reeves, Helen Slater. Who else was there?
Adam West Batman.
Adam West Batman.
I thought I mean, look, they done already so much. I was like, man, if you show me a picture of Christian Bale's Batman in there, a picture of Heath Ledger's Joker, because you don't really see much villains, but like Heath Ledger's Joker, just something like that. Even Henry Cavill, I mean, I know all the controversy, but put his face in there.
But Henry was there.
Mm, 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 mm.
Henry was at the beginning of the time travel scene. Remember, we had the punch.
Yes.
That's the only Henry scene we got.
Yeah. But I mean, look, what's her name who played Supergirl?
Sasha.
Absolutely
Wicked,
awesome.
Oh,
General Zod, fucking awesome. The war, the battles, the animation, the CGI, not the CGI, but just the action scene, the choreography around all of that. Yeah. Absolutely sick. And I love that the new Barry just didn't know how to use his powers, but he had guidance, which is why he was able to kind of figure them out a bit sooner. And also we saw a different side of this Barry, man. This Barry Allen we saw was always, this kiddie, and I didn't really, really appreciate him. But just the emotions he put into this one, he didn't, when he was switching on the old Barry, saying you don't know what the consequences, you don't know, of having a mother, you're taking advantage of, you don't know how it feels not to have a mother and whatnot, without actually telling him what happened.
Without telling him, yeah.
I felt it, man. I thought Ezra Miller done a great job expressing that. I thought, you know what, finally I get it. Whether this is the last time I see this Barry Allen, I really got to know him a bit more in this. And I genuinely came out saying, you know what, I wouldn't mind seeing you more. That's what the movie did. I like, when you put these characters on the big screen and you're telling me I want to see more, you leave me with I want to see more. They done that for me with Barry Allen. I got to know him a bit more, man. He was very emotional, man. I was like, man, now I feel you. Now I understand your pain more than anything. So that was awesome. I think they done a great job with that, man, in my opinion.
No, they did, bro. They did. You got to say they, bro. Somebody's going to grab us in the comments and say they.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if that's what he wants to be referred to, then, I respect that. I respect that.
Listen, yeah. Ezra,
I heard,
I think go on.
So just on that, because I heard Zack Snyder gave him stripes, but then everyone jumped on him because he didn't say they. And I was like, all right, well, all right, but that's the world we live in. Whatever he wants to be named as, I'll respect him for that. That's cool.
Yeah, no, listen, what else was there, bro? The Back to the Future references killed me. That was so good, bro.
Yes.
So
that
good,
was sick.
Bro. I was like, what the fuck? The fact that he put in Eric Stoltz as Martin McFly, and like the way they went on with it, brilliant, bro. Absolutely. And the Back to the Future references were really good.
Remind me, Eric Stoltz, who's that again?
He was the one who filmed Back to the Future for 6 weeks. the first time
The
before Michael J.
original.
Fox.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! Sick, sick, sick.
yeah.
Okay,
So
that
Eric
was
Stoltz. So
awesome.
they did that universe was where they actually he
Used
was the
him.
guy who was the whole movie, and then they said, "Oh, Michael J. Fox was in Footloose." Uh, what else was there? So was that, and there's moments and the soundtracks where it sounds like Back to the Future, like the part when they're in the bedroom and they're talking to each other, and he looks at his clock like Doc Brown, and he's got this face where he's looking like Doc Brown, he's acting like Doc Brown, which I loved. Uh, uh, and some of the set pieces was wicked, bro. That beginning scene like threw us in there. Ben Affleck's Batman
So
just
good.
looks so awesome. Like there's nobody else that's gonna look like that Batman ever again. That big brute again. They got him fucking flying and bouncing in cars and shit. Like, you know, it's a comic book movie, bro. Like, it's the stuff I see on the pages that I want to see represented on the big screen. Like, I've got utmost respect for the Nolan Batmans, bro, because it gave it the realism, right? But I do go see movies because of fantasy, bro. I want to see how it looks on the page. And I think what Andy Muschietti did was absolutely amazing, bro, because his visuals are just like how it would look like in a comic book, even when he's traveling through the Speed Force. Uh, Yeah, he's got a good eye, bro. He's a good visual guy, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be fantasy. It's not supposed to make sense and
Mm,
whatever.
exactly.
Like John Wick and Extraction, which we'll talk about in a second anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I loved it. I loved even the little nostalgias when the Barry Allen of the future of the past made his suit out of Michael Keaton's Batman, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there's a once when he turns and looks at him, and
It's
it
like,
goes to show what happens if you did turn with that suit. It goes on. I mean, those little things made me laugh. I'm like, all right, you addressed that, you know. There was a few things I'm trying to think that they addressed. They addressed a few things, but off the top of mind, I can't remember. But they addressed a few comedy things. That was one of them when I was busting up. I was like, oh, I get it. I get what you're doing. Like that's why he couldn't turn his head because he looked funny. Awesome. The suit was awesome too. I love the way that he made that suit and out of you know, Michael Keaton's suit. I thought I was sick. It was a great idea. You know, Wonder Woman shows up in the beginning. She had a little cameo. All right, cool. That it didn't. Yeah. You know what? This almost feels like the first DC movie where cameos and whatnot made sense. Because in Shazam, when she showed up, I was like, oh, that's cool. One, they spoiled the shit out of that one, which I was stupid about.
They messed up
Two,
on that one.
I was like, that makes sense. Like, I mean, sorry, in Shazam, I was like, oh, okay, like it's cool, but really that was pointless in my opinion. Whereas this one, it made sense for me, in my opinion, that it made sense that all the cameos showed up the way they did, the Justice League and whoever. If anyone else showed up, that would have been awesome as well. It just felt natural. It felt like that movie, but it was based around the Flash, so you didn't have to force all those characters in, but you put them in there naturally, and then the stories around the Flash, and I like that. You know what I mean? Rather than trying to, you know, put everyone's sort of perspective in there. So I think they've done a great job, man.
They did, bro, and it's just it's a. I mean, I could only defend it so much. Yeah, I can only defend it so much because I'm like, I don't know what people want no more, and it's not like it's my job to know what people want. I just feel like they're just getting a bad rap, bro, and I don't really like that.
No, I don't
And
like
then
that
if
either.
I'd get into so much beef if I was to respond or say something or get done in the comments and the rest of it, just because I like something.
That's a waste of life, bro. That's a waste of
Exactly.
time, and you don't
Exactly.
need to do that. Don't need to
Exactly.
don't ever even think about doing it. Even if you see a
Nah, bro.
comment that you're going to respond to, don't. I never respond to comments, man. Fuck that. Don't ever do that, man. It's a waste of time, waste of your emotions. You don't need to, and you don't have time. You rather spend that 10 minutes with Allah and Neo.
No, you know what? And that's the thing. I would definitely without that, I would. Like I just don't know, bro, man. And the thing is people put energy into putting that bad energy out.
That's
So
it.
when people come to me and say like the first couple of messages I got after the screening on last week, which was, listen, Warner Brothers, you absolutely smashed it. It was really good interactive after party photos of the scenes and stuff like that. The Batmobile was there, you know, shout out to all the DC UK family, Luke Bug, Tasman, Paul, Neil. It was just amazing. All on board, guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. You always make the night and the day extra special. But I lost the point. What was I going to say?
I mean, that's what you. I mean, you said people commenting on that or something.
Yeah. So people commented me the next day, and they were like, "What did you think of the Flash? What did you think of the Flash?" And I've responded, "I love it. I totally enjoyed it." I was like, "You've taken your time to write me this script of the shit you don't like, bro. I'm not
Well,
gonna read that.
someone did that? Oh, someone else did that. Oh, okay.
I ain't got time to read that shit, man. I'm not reading that, bro." I said, "Your
Yeah.
opinion's your opinion, man. I loved it. I enjoy movies. You know what I mean? I love going away for 2.5 hours. I love the fact that I got these characters on the big screen. And I love the fact that in this one it shows his growth as well. Like, you know, when he came to that point in that chronicle to say, you know, some things are just inevitable, then that we can't change it. Those are events that are going to happen. And
Yeah.
that's a hard decision to make, to say, here is me that has the power to change shit. I can physically go back in time and change shit and save my mum. Uh, and when he's and other Barry weren't having it, I was like, oh, this must be hurtful, man, because
Mm,
those scenes, bro, were powerful with mum, you know.
of course,
Uh,
very.
and bro, the first time I saw it, bro, I was losing, bro, because it make you just think about what your life would be without your mum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hard, bro.
You know, I don't even want to
That's
think
why
shit like that.
that's why I'm saying, like, apart from all the nostalgia and love and all that sort of stuff, I'm like, when I think back of just the reasoning why he did it and the story and all of that, and why would he go, I felt it. Who
Mm,
wouldn't do that? But what I loved about it is that Batman, what I love about Batman's character, without even having the power, without even knowing what going through the timeline, just the education and what he's gone through in life and he already knows that. And this is what Barry learned in that. Barry had to learn from the experience.
mm,
Bruce doesn't have to. Bruce's experience of life has already taught him that it is the way it is. But Barry's still young, and he had to go through the bullshit, and he did fuck up a lot of things
mm,
to realize what Bruce was saying was correct. You know what I'm trying to say?
mm.
He's not mature. I mean, it's not that he's just not mature. He lost his mother. He's young, and he just found a time machine. What he just found that he can go back in time. Who wouldn't?
Mm.
I'm trying to say. But I just love that about Bruce's character. He's just so. He's just so
He's wise,
knowledgeable.
bro. He's
So
wise and
wise. He
knowledgeable,
just
and
knows.
he just knows. He just knows. He's like, he's the
And I
guy,
think
man. He's the detective, isn't it? He's the strategist. He knows. He sees the ins and outs of it. He's always has to be 3-4 steps ahead.
exactly. And I love the way I think they done a similar thing in Endgames where they explained that changing the past doesn't change the future. Like it creates a different reality, different timeline and whatnot. So this whole time travel thing is just amazing. I mean, Back to the Future, no matter what goes down as the best time traveling movie of all time, that's why it's always referenced in all these
Mm.
movies. It doesn't matter who it is, but yeah, no, brilliant, so good. Listen, I'm a little bit upset that this is the end of the Snyderverse. James Gunn did confirm Blue Beetle is the start and the first character of his universe. That's what I read. So this is the end of the Snyderverse, and I thought it was a great end. I really thought it was a great end. I think it was a great movie. I wish it made all the money. Not that it cares. I'm still gonna watch it again, but regardless, I thought it was an absolute brilliant way to go out
Yeah,
of the
definitely, bro.
Snyderverse. And that's it. We got
Definitely.
to let go. I think all the characters should go. That's it. Not just Henry Cavill. We're done. Gal Gadot, Aquaman, I'm sorry. I think he's awesome. Start again. Just start again so we have no more comparison or no more I want Snyderverse. It's done. Like, let's move on. Give us a whole new cast and a whole new characterization, and let's move on.
Mm. No, exactly, bro. I think what DC have done good at and Warner Brothers have done good at was, the individual movies that came out, like the Batman and Joker, those self-contained stories that don't have to have a larger element to it. I think that's what the problem is now, because we get these larger stories, everything has to interconnect. Just start fresh, enjoy something new, something different. I know James Gunn and Peter Safran, they'll smash it, bro. It's going to be great, no matter what. I still love all the movies that have come out. I've been grateful and been in a time where I get to enjoy every single bit of movies that come out. So, no, I'm looking
Definitely.
forward to the future, bro. Definitely looking
Hell
forward to
yeah.
seeing where they head to and go from there. And guys, if you don't give a shit about what people say, go watch The Flash. It's a great movie. That's coming from my heart, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've seen it 3 times already, bro. Like, and I'll go see it again. And it's one of my funnest movies this year. Definitely one of my
Without a
funnest
doubt,
movies this year.
definitely. Great
Funnest
comic book movie, one of the most funnest movies this year for sure. I'm so happy. I was happy throughout the whole movie.
Same
All
here,
right.
bro.
Well, look, we got 15 minutes to just kind of burn through the news. I got a call in a bit.
No,
so let's do it, bro. Let me burn through all of this. First of all, starting off with an artist who passed away, John Romita Sr.
Yeah,
who's
that's
the
right,
co-creator
man.
of people like Wolverine, the Punisher, Mary Jane, and stuff like that. Died at 93. First of all, 93 is an amazing age. So much legacy left behind. Punisher, my guy, he's involved in that. So rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Great artist, great artist, great artist. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Moving on, Tupac is finally been awarded a Hollywood Walk of Fame. Originally, supposed to be done in 2013. I don't know what happened. I think all of his family members or something held it up. So now I hope this is like recent news.
It's done. I think it's done already. His sister was there.
Yeah, so this was recent,
yeah.
So anyway, respect to him, one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time, a poet, a power to the people's, what do you call it, man? People's champ, or whatever you call it. Spoke out for the people and all this sort of stuff. So just an amazing, I guess you could say humanitarian. People don't. I had this conversation with K West, because you bring up his name and you don't, and because he's involved with hip hop and all that gangster stuff, you don't understand the influence and the humanitarian he had on people, because he was trying to do better for not just his people, but trying to unite people and whatnot. So that's my opinion on part. There's more to him than just the hip hop. All right. Moving on to some other stuff that I watched this week, bro. Bloodhound on Netflix, a Korean show, which was actually pretty awesome. Very awesome, actually. Very intense. About basically 2 Marines. They were boxers. Their mum one of their mums basically got scammed by some loan sharks, basically a business, basically, but they were like loan sharks. Basically got scammed. It was during the pandemic when local businesses, small businesses were crashing, and they just, were desperate and whatnot. Anyway, basically that's what happens. They basically go to get revenge, not revenge actually, just to basically solve the crime of this and put these people behind bars, basically, like vigilantes and shit. It was great up to episode 6. Episode 6 was so fucking intense. The last 2 episodes, when it finished off, didn't satisfy my needs. It was cool, but it didn't satisfy my needs because, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but do catch it. You'll get what I'm saying. But I'll just point at him. He would have satisfied my needs. I'll just say that. All right, Extraction 2. You haven't seen it, right? Fucking amazing. Chris Hemsworth is fucking awesome, and the Russo brothers, amazing. The long shot action scenes they do is a new revolutionary like thing to action. I know John Wick took it to another level. I feel Extraction on a different sort of level with the long shot action scenes are amazing. And Hemsworth does a great job. I know we know him a lot more for Thor, some of the silly stuff. He recently came out and saying, yeah, I admit Thor Love and Thunder was silly. We just had too much fun and it became too much silly. So he even admitted that. So he wants to redo Thor. He would do a great job. Listen, in Extraction, the first one and the second one, you could see how depressed he was. He will make a great Thor, a depressed Thor. I mean, that should have been the Thor that we got, because of all the shit that he's gone through. Of course, he's gone through a lot of trauma, but instead they made it silly rather than show his emotions. Anyway, back to Extraction. Bro, I don't know, if you get a chance, when you go home to our house where Netflix works, go watch it. Netflix lose, they started the fucking, sharing.
The takedown.
Bastards. Mine's cool so far, so... anyway, watch it, man. It's so fun. It's such a great action movie, and they're gonna do more. Like, it looks like they're gonna do more. It leads on to think this one does tell you more about him. I don't want to spoil it for you, but he just gets through things basically. Like, he makes peace with certain things. The action is just so good. He's just a brute, man. And the work that needs to go behind those one-shot action scenes are amazing. I actually was watching the show or the movie thinking, when are they cutting? I was literally looking for the cuts. That's how, I was like, how do you do this? How do you choreograph this whole 10-minute scene. I think they had a whole 10-minute scene. I'm like, this is amazing. How do you call it? One flop, you have an improvise or you cut and start again. So absolutely amazing. Check that one out, man.
I will definitely.
Cool. Moving on to gaming, Snake Eater remake, the Metal Gear Solid remake. They're bringing back. They're bringing back David Hayter.
Nice.
Awesome. He's the original Snake Solid. They brought back his voice. Amazing. Kiefer Sutherland was great, but he should have stuck to date. That he's the guy. I don't know why they didn't, but anyway, he's coming back, which is awesome. Chuck Norris is coming back for Dodgeball 2. I hope he has more in it. Chuck Norris is such a legend, so that'll be awesome to bring him back. Linda Hamilton coming in will join Stranger Things 5 that was announced yesterday, which is awesome. So she's awesome. I watched the Arnold documentary that brings me back, that came out on Netflix.
Really
very
good,
interesting,
bro.
man.
Really
yeah,
good.
very good. Like more about his life that I never knew and never really researched in. So it's great to learn more about the person behind Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Terminator and whatnot. So
what was his motto? Stay busy, be useful.
Be useful. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That's actually a really good quote. Really good quote. Stay busy, be useful.
Love that dude, man. Love that guy. All right, I'm going through this. Halle Berry is making a comeback in the John Wick franchise. So there's gonna be more of that, as we know. And even they said they started working on John Wick 5, so we don't know if John Wick died or not. Which I think he didn't. He was on the pod. Was the producer, the director, Chad?
Yeah, Chad Zielinski.
He was on Joe Rogan's podcast. It was a great podcast to just understand his vision behind it and just how he got into the movie industry and all that sort of stuff. And amazing. Do check that podcast out. Learn more about it. But that John Wick franchise ain't going nowhere. But he's doing Ghost of Tsushima, which would be awesome. Rainbow Six, some other ones. So, you know, definitely amazing work from them guys. All right, quick. King Kong Skull Island animated series is coming to Netflix on June 22nd.
Okay.
So that's in 2 days. Tomorrow we get Secret Invasion, which should be awesome. And apparently, well, not apparently, I don't know, but hopefully it's going to be that spy espionage. It's going to be dark. It should be great. Finally, we get a story on Nick Fury, which should be great. So I'm looking forward to that. What else is going on? New reports from THR reveal that Avatar 3, 4, and 5 have been delayed, with Avatar 3 now expected to hit the theaters in December 2025.
Okay.
Which is cool. I guess it spreads it around. A lot of the Marvel stuff was moved. Deadpool has moved forward, which is great. Fucking I'm not complaining about that as long as it's good. May 2024, 6 months earlier. So well, less than a year, we're gonna get Deadpool and Wolverine on the same screen. That's gonna be fucking sick. They announced Fuba 2. I like the first one.
That's right. First one was good. Yeah.
So I'm looking for that. As we said earlier, Spider-Verse is banned in the UAE, so let's watch it next week when I'm back, bro. Finally, I'm gonna watch it. Listen, I got to respect the law of the land. There's some controversial stuff in there. It is an animation, so it's targeted towards children as well, so they don't want the children to be influenced. Yes, there's hypocrisy here. There's hypocrisy anywhere. So you can shout hypocrisy, but then you can shout hypocrisy everywhere. So just basically, you got to respect the rule of the land, of the laws of the land. And it is what it is. I am gutted because I want to bloody watch it, of course. If I wasn't coming to the UK next week, I would have just downloaded a book copy straight up. I don't care because I want to watch it. But anyway, let's watch it next week. So I can't wait for that.
No, we will.
More Disney stuff. I'm finishing off on that. From July through to October, Disney Plus will debut a collection of 28 new restored Walt Disney Animation Studio shorts. Like the Trolley Troubles, the Skeleton Dance, the Marbabies, apart from, so celebrating Disney's 100th celebration and whatnot. So check those out on Disney Plus. Hulk and Namor have the rights over back to Disney, apparently. So that's why Incredible Hulk, if you notice, has come onto Disney Plus. So apparently they got the rights back, which would be awesome, which means that they could make finally some standalone movies with Hulk and Namor and stuff, rather than them just being side characters. So that's freaking awesome to have them back. And then what else is going on? Flash, DC Studios, James, the Flash, new choice. The Batman. So that's finish off with Disney, finishing off with DC again. They looks like they found the director of the Batman, and it is going to be Andy Muschietti. Yep, because of his success of Flash.
Good on
think
him. Good on him.
Batman
He's
great.
good
And
with large scale. I mean, he did it, the first one, and chapter 2, which was, they look visually really good. You know what I mean? And he's come over to this world. He's got grand scale in what he does. So, and he made Batman look sick. In both the Batman look sick. So this would be good. Looking forward to seeing what they do with this, man. Definitely.
definitely, let's get a quick picture for the gram before we have to shut it down. Listen, it was
All
a
right.
short one, a rushed one. I feel there's a lot more to talk about with Flash and nothing, but you know, it's been a busy one for us, but at least we got it out. And maybe on the future podcast, we'll talk about it more. Next week,
No, we'll do.
we'll be doing a podcast, hopefully in person, side by side, which will be awesome. I can't wait to be home. Can't wait for
That's
that
same,
video.
man. It'll be good. It'll be good. All right, cool. As always, guys, massive thank you for the support on the channel. Check out our giveaway on our Twitter page, but follow us on Instagram and TikTok, guys, where you will see our daily content. But as always, massive thank you to all the subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, we'll catch you guys up soon. One love. Peace.
All right, peace.